Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where we are going to draw this awesome bat symbol in Autodesk Inventor. So stay tuned for the whole video to see how this turns out. So I've opened up Autodesk Inventor and I've already created a new part and I've already set my orientation to something that we would like, and now we can start to sketch our drawing. So in this video today, I'm going to use the points in this create section of our ribbon, and I'm just going to start off my drawing by selecting an area to set my points for this drawing. So from this sketch, you can see where we are setting everything. Let me just zoom out a little bit there so that we can get everything, so that we can see our whole drawing. So I'm setting my points here, and now from this coordinate system, I'm going to set my points where I want to sketch this part. So once you've set a couple of points here, as you can see, I'm just setting up my points according to the coordinates that I have for this drawing. Let's just zoom out a little bit more so that everybody can see exactly where we are sketching this. And now you can start to see the outline of this sketch come to life. So now that I've set up my points, so you can see on our drawing here that we want to achieve, that we've set up all of our angles here, all of our points where we want to start this sketch from. And from this section here, I'm just going to head over to the constraint section in my ribbon, and I'm going to use the fix constraint, and I'm just going to fix all of these constraints to this drawing. So you'll see in a moment why I did this, but this is how we are going to approach this problem today. So now that we've set up our point system here, we can then start to sketch this bat symbol. And I'm going to start off today, and I'm going to use a circle here, and we know that this circle's diameter is 60, so I'm just going to sketch that in. I'm going to close this, and from here I'm going to use a line, and I know that the distance between the ears of the symbol is 24 millimeters, so I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to type in my X as 12, and I'm going to put this point of this line onto my circle and then just drag it at 180 degree with a 24 millimeter gap. So now that we can reach, you can see where our sketch is there, and from this I'm just going to trim away my circle there, the rest of it, and the line. So now we've got the head of our bat symbol, and now we can start to sketch the rest of this ear. So I'm just going to use the line in the create section of our ribbon, and from there I'm going to select this. And the most important part for me in sketching the ear of the symbol is going to be not the length of this line. The length won't matter to us right now. I'll show you in a moment why we won't be focusing on that. But for me, it's going to be about the degrees, because we can see there is an angle that we need to achieve on this line. So I know the angle from this is 110 degrees. So it's a 20 degree offset from our 90 degree angle. So once you've done that, you can see our degrees are set, and now I'm just going to sketch wherever I want to on this, and you can see the length doesn't really matter, and I'll show you exactly why that won't matter to us. So from this you can see our line continues, and the degrees, if I head down to a 90 degree angle, we have a 20 degree offset. So we know from our little picture that the degrees that we want to achieve is 86 degrees. So we need a 4 degree angle from our 90 degree, from this downward line. We need a 4 degree angle to the right hand side to get our 86 degree angles. So our reference point is 20 degrees, so it's 4 degrees with that will be 24 degrees, and we've got the correct angle. And from this, I can just draw this line wherever I want to, and then I can just finish by right clicking and hitting OK. So now that you can see, our ear of this symbol is complete, but I want to add some dimensions to this. So I'm going to use the dimension in the constraint section of our ribbon, and now I'm just going to click on this section, and I'm going to get my dimensions of this. So we can see we need a 10 millimeter dimension for this, and once I type in 10, you'll see the ear has adjusted downwards. That is why we fixed this point where we want to be working from, so that the point doesn't move when we change the dimension, but rather the point of this ear will move downwards to where we would like it. So now for the same part, I'm going to click on that point there and the point of this section, and now we can see this dimension is 44 millimeters roundabout, and we want it at 37. So once I type that in, we have the correct dimensions as set out here, and our dimension from this point, because we set this coordinate up, our dimension here is going to be 50 to our center line here, and that won't really matter by adding another dimension. We've already fixed this point to our sketch plane. So from this, I'm just going to right click and head to OK to finish that up. So now that we've got the right dimensions here, you can see our head of the symbol is starting to take some shape. So for the next part, I'm going to add an arc here, and it's going to be from this point to this point that we've sketched already. And we know from our sketch that we want to achieve our radius for this arc is 40 millimeters. So you can see there, once you enter that, you can see this sketch starting to take some shape. I'm going to press OK, and then our first step of this is already been done. So now that we've got our first section already sketched, let's just zoom out a little bit here so we can see the rest of our sketch that we want to do. So as we've said before, we've set our points up for this so that we can start to draw from here. So I'm going to then just head over to the line, and I'm going to connect these points with a line, and then I'm just going to connect this line here. You can see on our sketch plane, our degrees aren't exactly what we would like it, but don't worry about this. I'm going to show you another trick using dimensions to edit this at a later stage. So I'm just going to connect this point to this point that we've drawn up, and from there I'm just going to hit OK to close this section. So from here you can see we haven't achieved this arc that we would want to achieve, but from this I'm now going to sketch in my arc, and I'm just going to take around about 50 millimeters wherever you want to put it. And I'm going to add the radius to this is a 45 degree or 45 millimeter radius to this arc, and from there I'm just going to enter that point. So now that we've sketched this, let's just zoom in a little bit to this section. I'm going to show you, I'm going to trim away this line here, and now you can see this forms part of one section. So heading into this, I'm going to head over to our automatic dimensions and constraints in the constraints section of our ribbon. I'm going to click here, and this pop-up window will appear. So from this, you can see we can select the curve to get our dimensions. So I'm going to select those two curves, and I'm going to hit apply, and you will see dimensions for this set up into your sketch. So I'm just going to hit done on this, and now we can edit this by double clicking, and we know that we want a 35 degree angle here. So I'm going to hit 35, and you see our arc and our section here has taken some shape to what we would like. You can refine these dimensions if you would like to, and then you can edit this section according to what you want to achieve. We have set out this section now, and the wing of this has started to take some shape. So for our last part, you can see on our sketch we have a sort of a straight line running out here. So I'm just going to take my line section, just going to go around about 30 millimeters, hit that, and I'm just going to finish the line where it was there. So for the next part here, you don't need to add this line, depends on your drawing dimensions that you want to achieve. But from this, I'm going to hit my arc button, and from the lowest point here that we've already set up, I'm then just going to connect this arc to the edge of my line. And what I want to achieve here, we do not know the exact radius of this arc, but I want to achieve a tangent line to this section. So once you scroll through here, you can see once you hit a tangent section. So I'm just looking for this. There you can see our constraint on the screen. But if you just draw this arc, you can head over to your constraint section and hit the tangent option here, and you can select this arc to get a tangent line running through here. So now the half of our sketch has been done, and this has been quite fast and quite easy to do this. So just to show you guys what is our next step, I'm going to use the mirror pattern to finish up this section. So for that, I'm just going to draw a line running from my bottom section here. I'm going to run it a bit through there, and once you've entered this line, let's just zoom into this area. You can see we have our center line running here that we've just entered in. So now I'm going to trim away the excess from that center line, as well as the second half of our head section here. So now that we've trimmed that away, we can then start to see the bat symbol taking some shape. So now that we've got this done, I'm going to head over to our mirror pattern. I'm going to select from this, I'm going to select the curves that I want to mirror across my center line. So then I'm just simply going to select all of our curves from this. As I said, you can then refine these dimensions to something that you would like. But from here, we're going to select all of our curves, and we are going to exclude our center line when you're selecting your curves. For this, you are going to hit your mirror line, and then you are going to select your center line, because this is the line that we will be mirroring this sketch over with to this side. So once you've done that, we can simply hit apply, and you can see the sketch has been mirrored across your z-axis. So from this, I'm just going to hit done, and now I'm just going to trim away the center line that we have drawn up. And once you've done that, you are pretty much done with your bat symbol. As you can see here, our center line has been trimmed away, and now we have got this symbol looking something like we want it to look. So from here, you can just head over to finish your sketch, and you can start to add some extrudes to this. So now that our sketch is complete, I want to add an extrude to the sketch to give this some volume and to start to see how this bat symbol will actually look. So I'm just going to head over to the extrude section, and I'm going to then just extrude this part. So I'm going to do a symmetric extrude, and what this means is your distance A that you can see here is the total distance of your extrude. So it won't be a 5 millimeter or a 10 millimeter in each direction. It will be in fact a 5 millimeter in that direction and a 5 millimeter in that direction. If you want to add different dimensions to this, you can do an asymmetric extrude, where you then can add your distance A and your distance B that you would like to achieve. So we're going to stick to the symmetric extrude, and we are going to just extrude it 10 millimeters. So once I hit OK, you can see this extrude has been done, and now you can start to see our bat symbol look something like something that you would like to see. So once you zoom in here, you can see by rotating this, we have added some volume to this, but I want to include some sharp edges to make this more like a throwing knife instead of this rectangular shapes that you can see here. And to do that, I'm going to head over to the modify section at the top of our ribbon, and I'm going to use this chamfer option. And once you can click on that, you can see this pop-up window appear where you can then edit this section to what you would like. So I'm going to keep my distance at 5 millimeters because we have a 10 millimeter extrude. I want a 5 millimeter on each edge to give it this sharp looking edge. So once you've set your parameters here, you can then just start to select your edges on your sketch to start to get this extrude. So I'm just going to select all of the edges that we want to chamfer here, and once you do that, you will see, let's just get that one back. You can see this section here actually went horribly wrong, so I'm just going to start again by selecting these options here. So then I'm just selecting all of these edges to get this chamfer looking something like we would like it to look. So once you've selected that section, let's hit apply, and you can see we've already done this section here, but let's do our second half of this to get this bat symbol into somewhat of a throwing star. So I'm just going to select all of these edges again, and from this we are going to achieve exactly what we want to achieve here. So you can simply see I'm selecting this. I've already done it again. So let's just do those sections so I don't forget about them. So now that we've done here, you can hit apply and then just cancel that, and now you can see we've got our throwing star sort of our look here, and now our bat symbol is done. And this is an easy method to draw the bat symbol in Autodesk Inventor, and I hope everyone enjoyed this video today. If you did, please make sure to like the video down below and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any of our new content that we will be posting. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, cheers.